So you're looking to add a seal to your collection, or just looking for that first seal in Destiny 2? Well, today I got you with how to get Dredgen, the Gambit seal, which is arguably the easiest seal in Destiny 2. But before we get into this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and without talking more, let's just get straight into this. So starting off, the first thing I want to say is that this will most likely take a couple of days, so don't get all excited expecting to get this all in one day. It probably will take a couple of days. Also, if you're looking for a specific triumph, you could look on screen now for the times and just which one you need. And a little word of advice, I would play normal Gambit for this than Gambit Prime, as you have much more time to work with and it's much more casual, so you could get the triumphs done faster. And if you still have the Solstice gear to do, you can do both the triumphs and the Solstice gear at the same time, so it's basically killing two birds with one stone. But without going on any longer, let's just get straight into this. So starting us off is the high value Hawk Triumph, which is to defeat high value targets from all enemy types in Gambit. Pretty self-explanatory, you just have to kill all the enemies within Gambit, and usually when they come out you'll hear the drifter say high value target on the field, so just go look for them. And a pretty easy way to tell what they are is that there will be yellow bars glowing white, so you can't really miss them if you just look out for them. And personally, the fastest way to kill them would most likely be guns like Mountaintop or Fallen Guillotine, so I would definitely have something like that on you. Next up is Light vs. Light, which is to kill other Guardians within Gambit while their super is active. Now originally, I always thought this was that you have to kill them while they're using their super and you need to use yours to shut them down, but turns out all you have to do is just kill them when they're using their super. So the best way I recommend to do this is wait obviously for them to super, and then have Xeno out, as it's usually a 2-shot and you could shoot them from far away so you get it done in no time. After this though, we have Gambit for all seasons. This is to win a Gambit match against all enemy types. Personally, the way I would do this is to use whatever you're comfortable with, then play Gambit Prime, as Gambit Prime matches are faster so you can get this done faster. The only thing you have to do here is win, so just kind of like try a little bit harder. Not terribly hard, just might be annoying though if you have a bad team or the other team is playing as if their lives depended on it. Coming up next though is Dark Age Arsenal, to which you have to win one Gambit match with all Gambit weapons. Now there are two ways of going through this. One, either use your normal loadout and right before you win switch every weapon to a Gambit weapon, or two, use Gambit weapons throughout the match and just win. And if you don't know what a Gambit weapon is, if they have the symbol, they're Gambit weapons, or if you get them through Gambit matches, they count as well. And usually Gambit weapons have this theme to them, so you can usually tell what is Gambit weapons and what's not. After this though is probably the longest one to get, being Prestige. This is to reset your infantry rank once. You don't have to do it multiple times, just once, so pretty good right there. But to get this, all you have to do is complete the legend rank, then reset your rank through the Gambit selection menu. The best ways I would go through this is doing normal Gambit, as you gain more XP. I know it's a little bit longer, but it's the price you pay. And also do a ton of Gambit bounties, as usually if you look you can get infantry rank for completing them, and so it's basically free infamy to do it. Just make sure when you're looking at the bounties that in the rewards they have infamy rank, and usually it's only like 15 or something. And then other from this, just play a lot of Gambit. Now for the rest of these though, these are some of the hardest ones. First off is Army of One, which is to kill all 4 Guardians in a single invasion, which it seems scary, but once you learn how to do it, it's honestly pretty easy and you can do it most of the time. So what I recommend using here is Xeno and loading up on ammo and just picking all of them off from a distance, or using Truth to lock onto them and have the rocket kill them. Now obviously you can do this your own way if you want. I just found that Xeno and Truth are some of the easiest weapons to get Army of One medals with, and if you don't know how to get them, you can look up a tutorial, or I might just do a video on how to get them in the future. But also, a little word of advice, if you use these weapons, you're probably going to piss off a kid with a short temper, and they're going to start using cheese weapons like that to invade you constantly and keep killing you. So I would definitely keep that in mind, so when you're doing this, the Gambit matches aren't as bad. Other from this though, we have Half Banked, which is to deposit half the team's motes. Again, normal Gambit is the way to do this, as there are fewer motes, so you can bank less motes and get it more quickly, versus Prime where you have to bank at least 50, which is a pain to do, I assure you. I tried it and it just got me mad and upset. Now the best way to do this, in my opinion, is a lot of short bursts, getting 5 to 10 motes and constantly banking them, or there's a harder way, which is to get a bunch of 15 motes and constantly banking them. Or if you're feeling real ballsy, you go into Gambit Prime and get 20 motes and bank 40 and another 10, but chances are if you know how to do that, you probably are really good at Gambit and already have the seals, so I would suggest doing the 5 to 10 motes. After this though are the two hardest ones in my opinion, first up being Thrillmonger. This is to kill 40 enemies in a single match without dying. Now first off, I would play normal Gambit as you can play much safer, but weapon wise I would use 2 ad clearing weapons and 1 weapon to kill invaders. So obviously you can go with Xeno again, but I would recommend Wither Horde if you have it, and then Gnawing Hunger and Fallen Guillotine, which are very easy to farm. All you have to do is go to the Emerald Decoder and just get them. Or if you don't have those, you can also use Mountaintop with Xeno, but those take a lot more time to get, so chances are if you don't have Wither Horde, you don't have that. So honestly, I would just use whatever is good and whatever works for you that you have right now. And also just pay attention to how many people you kill, and don't go into highly populated areas as you'll probably die. And of course watch out for invaders as they will kill you since that's their point, and just make sure you know where they're spawning. Honestly though, if you play several matches before this and pay real close attention, you'll probably know where the invaders will spawn and where the enemies will come from based on the circumstances. So honestly, just wait for this Thrillmonger to be one of the last triumphs you do, and just get a lot of game knowledge before you do this. It will make it a lot easier, I assure you. Next up is Protective Runner. This is in my opinion one of the hardest triumphs to do, and to be honest, I did this one on accident in one match. This is as a fire team win a Gambit match where one player deposits 75 motes and never loses any. Now again, I would play normal Gambit for this as you can stack all 3 rounds, so you can do one round where you do 40 motes and another do 35, and it will still count. And again, you can't lose any motes, which means you can't die at all. So the best way of going at this is to 1. Get friends that are good at the game that can protect the hell out of you, or LFG for this, which means to look for a group. And if you just look up Destiny 2 LFG, you can find many places to do it, and I'm assuring you someone will love to help you out. And for this, you can either be the runner if you know what you're doing very well, or you can have someone else do it. Now I was the runner when I did this and I actually got it, but if you're being the runner, just know where the enemies are going to spawn and where invaders will spawn. Like I said before, it's going to help you out a lot if you know what's going on at all times. Last up though is to get Malfeasance. This is the hand cannon quest that you get through Gambit. Now I will probably do a video on this later on how to do it, but to start the quest all you have to do is kill an Ascendant Primeval, which basically looks like a meatball. You can't miss it. Also though, you have to play normal Gambit for this for it to spawn. Cannot play Gambit Prime at all, and it also has a higher rate of spawning if it's a high curse week in the Dreaming City. So if you don't know what that is, you can look it up. Basically just look where Petra is at her location, and that will tell you a lot. So to do this, just play several games, and when you get it, try as hard as possible to win. And remember, you can't play Gambit Prime for this. This is only in normal Gambit. After this though, you're done. Thankfully, this seal is much easier to do as you don't have to get the Playing for Keeps badge anymore, which required a lot more work to do. But overall, this is one of the easiest triumphs to go for in the game, and I feel like almost anyone in the game can get it. And I also hope that this video helped you out with it. Before I go though, make sure you follow me on Twitch as I'm on that affiliate grind, and Twitter for daily bangers. And if you want more Destiny 2 videos like this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more. But until next time, see ya.